Hey everybody, Cinema Sickness here with your daily sickness video, and happy Tuesday to each and every one of you. Hope you guys are having a great week thus far. And we're going to dive right into today's daily sickness video because I got a bunch more Disney here to talk about. As you guys know, I've been watching nothing but Disney titles over the past few weeks, gearing up, getting ready for my trip to Walt Disney World in only, I think today will be 9 days from now. Very excited about that. Definitely looking forward to it. And like I said, I've been watching nothing but Disney, getting myself pumped up, amped, and just excited and ready to go. So let's take a look at what I've recently checked out. And first up here is definitely something I would highly recommend to anybody out there who is a big Disney fan. And that is a great documentary called Waking Sleeping Beauty. This is one of the best Disney documentaries I have ever seen, and definitely a classic as far as Disney documentaries, just movies in general, are concerned. It's a little bit of a bummer. In fact, I'm actually somewhat surprised Disney even put this out. The whole movie starts off basically saying that Disney is in a rut. This movie starts out talking about how Disney, the company as we know it today, almost disappeared. They were going to split it up, dissolve it, get rid of it. Disney was almost like dead in the 80s. It was in such bad shape. They were losing tons of money on their animation. They were doing somewhat pretty well. They had a couple hits with like things like Splash and stuff. They were doing okay with live action. So they were basically really looking just kind of almost possibly just getting rid of their entire animation department. What Disney was built on, animation, just getting rid of it. Just saying, you know what, we're not going to focus on animation anymore. We're just going to focus on live action because we're doing sort of okay with that. And it was a really bad, horrible, sad time for the Disney company. So again, things weren't going too good as far as the animation department. They actually took the animation department, like the department so many classics were made in, and they turned it into offices, and they took the animation department and like stuck them into like crappy little trailers, and it was horrible. But then things, of course, get much better. We have stuff like Little Mermaid came out, and Lion King came out, and Beauty and the Beast came out. So a whole bunch of hits after hits all came out, kind of rejuvenized the animation, and they won all these awards, and it became the animation department became this big thing again. They actually built up a whole new animation studio and whatnot, and things, of course, went good for the animation department, and we moved into things with like Disney Pixar and computer animation and whatnot as well. So absolutely fantastic documentary that I would highly recommend checking out. Like I said, it's very depressing at times. They do not hold back in this documentary. This documentary, I mean, they're not sugarcoating things. They're not saying, well, things were kind of, not looking too good. No, they're like, things were bad. They were bleak. They were horrible. The Disney company was not doing good. There's no sugarcoating in this documentary, and I give them so much credit for doing that and allowing that, and not BSing the way around it and trying to make the Disney company, at this period in time look like something great when it so clearly was not, and things were just going bad. So check this one out if you're a big Disney fan. This is a must see if you are a fan of Disney animation. You have to see this. Absolutely fantastic documentary. Will kind of give you some light into the history of Disney animation, how things were just not looking too good for them at one point in time, and the late 80s were just not so good, and Disney animation almost went away as we know it. But luckily, it survived. It's still here today. Disney animation is awesome. All right, so then I checked out some Disneyland Presents videos. We have Disneyland Presents The Lion King Celebration, which is all about, I think it was the 1994 to like 96 or something like that, Lion King Celebration Parade. And it's really all it is. They do a little bit of kind of the behind the scenes of the parade, but not really much. It's a very quick little behind the scenes, kind of tiny little featurette. I mean, it's really short. You don't really get some in-depth thing or anything like that, showing you about the parade, and then you actually get to view the entire parade, which is pretty cool because I never got to see the Lion King Celebration Parade. I never saw it, so very interesting to check it out and see what the parade was all about. If you're just a fan of the Disney parks and the Disney parades, this is definitely one to get your hands on and check out. Pretty cool. I wish they would have done more of these. I wish every parade got its own DVD or VHS or whatever release, souvenir release, because I would certainly buy every single one of them. So this is pretty cool. This is definitely worth checking out. Again, if you're a fan of the parks, definitely pretty cool. And the same thing goes for the Disneyland Presents Main Street Electrical Parade Farewell Season. This is also fantastic. I am a huge fan of the Main Street Electrical Parade. By far the best parade Disney does, in my opinion. Unfortunately, with Disneyland, it was there for a while, and then they got rid of it, and then they brought it back, and now it's gone again. They keep kind of just going back and forth, and who knows if it's gone forever now. They may bring it back once again. I don't know. Disney World's still rocking it, so that's awesome. So I love this parade, and if you are a big fan of the parade, which, I mean, who isn't? If you're a fan of Disneyland, Disney World, whatever, you're obviously a fan of this parade. It's a fan favorite for many, many people, and I love watching it. So it's pretty cool to basically have it all on video and to be able to pop this in and watch this absolutely amazing, fantastic parade whenever I want. And it got me pumped, and I cannot wait for a couple days from now to be watching it live in Walt Disney World. This is one of those parades where I'll watch it a few times. Most of the other parades, I'll see them once, and then I'm like, all right, I saw that. I don't need to watch it again like every day. But I will see this one like 5 times. I don't care. It's great. I'll watch it like twice in one night, because I think they do it like twice in a night. I'll watch it 2 times. I don't care. It's great. So fantastic. Another documentary here, another great one that I've certainly seen before, but it's great, and that is Walt and El Grupo. And this is all about Walt Disney and a bunch of his staff all going down to South America as basically kind of goodwill ambassadors. During World War II, they were basically the U.S. and Nazi Germany was both trying to kind of get like South America kind of on their side. And so America just sent Walt Disney down to basically be the kind of goodwill ambassador and get South America on the side of us and not the side of Germany. And it worked. And of course, when they were down there, they got inspirations for things like Saludos Amigos and Three Caballeros and a whole bunch of other like animated shorts they did featuring around the whole like South America culture. Absolutely fantastic and a great telling. And it's really cool the way they tell the story too. They all tell it in by reading letters that were written by the people who were there, back, like basically letters back to their spouses and whatnot, and their loved ones and everything like that. It's basically told through letters. So very, very cool and a great documentary. And also they do talk to some people who were there at the time as well. And it's really, really cool. So again, another great documentary just featuring a fantastic time period in history featuring Walt Disney. So this is great. And I love that Walt Disney was just who he was at the time, and was seen as such like an American icon that even back then that America was like, you're going to go down to South America and get them on our side. Like they could have sent like anybody down there. They sent Walt Disney, a guy who makes cartoons for a living. That's who they sent down there to be the goodwill ambassador and to get South America on the side of the U.S. Crazy to think they would do that, but that's the power of Walt Disney. So that's awesome. Great documentary. All right, then I checked out 10 Who Dared, another great movie here. Really enjoy this one. I love these classic Disney films. And this is all about the exploration, all based on a true story, the exploration of the Colorado River. The first time that was really ever done. And everybody said, you can't, the rapids are impossible to go through. And they did it anyway. And the story of the 10 men who dared to go through those rapids and basically map off the Colorado River. So great movie. How much is truthful? How much is Hollywood? I don't know. I don't know the true story, so whatever. Take it with a grain of salt, as I always do with movies like this. But it was still a great watch. Favorite part of the movie, though? The end. The end is it's sad and hilarious. Some people, they end up getting off the boat, basically saying they leave the expedition saying like, there's no way you're gonna make it through those rapids. The Native Americans in the area say that it's impossible. They should know better than anybody. You're gonna die. We're not gonna do this. We're gonna take our chances, and we're gonna basically like walk out of here, which means they had to like walk out through like a desert and stuff like that. And in the movie, they basically say like they died, and it's so like the way they say it is so like nonchalant too. It's not like they're like, and sadly blah blah blah. No, they're just like they died. I think they said like they found their bodies. It's like, oh geez, like like wow, okay, so things didn't go so well for them. They probably should have stayed on the boat. So definitely enjoy this one. Definitely, in my opinion, some more Disney classic here. I'm a big fan of these great classic live action movies, and I'd say this is one of the best ones, one of the better ones I've seen. So the 10 Who Dared, I'd say right up there with things like Swiss Family Robinson and stuff like that. If you like those movies, you're going to like this one. So very cool. Great Disney movie. All right. Then I had to watch a classic here because I think I need to rewatch some of these classics. Started off with The Little Mermaid. And no, this is not the infamous penis castle artwork. This is the edited one. The penis is taken out of this one. My VHS copy, on the other hand, still has a penis on it. This one does not. That's the most I've ever said penis in one of my videos before. So anyway, obviously, it's a classic. It's a Little Mermaid. It's really the movie that kind of got Disney out of their slump. Again, if you watch Wake and Sleeping Beauty, you're gonna hear a lot about the Little Mermaid. And obviously, again, it is a classic. I love, love, love this story. Part of Your World, probably I'd have to say, probably at least one of my favorite Disney songs of all time. I'd have to say, if not my all-time favorite Disney song from like the animated movies, I'd have to say probably Part of Your World. I love that song. Anytime it comes on, I have it on my iPod. Anytime it comes on my iPod, I crank it. Usually I crank metal or something like that, but no, I'm cranking Part of Your World and singing along like top of my voice. I just love this song so much. So this is a great animated film. I love it. Ariel falling in love, a mermaid falling in love with a human, and what she has to go through to do such. And Ursula there, one of my favorite villains. Also, Poor Unfortunate Soul is probably one of my favorite villain songs. Wow, a lot of my favorite songs, I just realized, come from Little Mermaid. It's a great movie with great music. I love it. Again, it's a classic. Highly recommend checking this one out. I don't really think I need to say much about it. Who hasn't seen Little Mermaid? If you haven't seen Little Mermaid, do. Get out from under your sea rock and check out Little Mermaid. It's fantastic. All right. Then some more classic here with The Lion King, because it's been a while since I've seen The Lion King. Again, absolutely fantastic. Classic movie. Some more great music here. All about little Simba becoming a king, having to take over the reins from his father Mufasa, who unfortunately was killed by his uncle Scar. Horrible, but awesome. Love all the characters in this. Definitely another classic. What do I say? I'm like trying to think of things to talk to you guys about Lion King and Little Mermaid. It's Lion King and Little Mermaid. Who hasn't seen these movies? Like, what can I say about these movies that hadn't been said a million times before? They are classics, and you should definitely check these movies out. They are brilliant, brilliant films. Definitely Disney classics for reasons. Of course, Timon and Pumbaa, absolutely love, and that is why I checked out next Lion King 1.5. Only my second time ever checking this movie out. I've seen Lion King a dozen times. I've seen Lion King 2 a bunch of times as well. But Lion King 1.5, I've only ever seen it once before. And I remember really enjoying this one when it came out. So I really wanted to watch it again, this time in high definition on Blu-ray. And just as fun as I remember it being the first time. It's basically just The Lion King. It's this story, but told from Timon and Pumbaa's point of view. It basically, they were there the whole time. That's the basis of the story. So they were there the entire time The Lion King was going on. So that entire story, Timon and Pumbaa were there. You only got to see them partially in this movie. Like, half of this movie, they come into play. But they were there the entire time, and we see everything happening from their point of view. And it's great, because Timon and Pumbaa are just classic, extremely funny characters. It's just an absolutely fantastic comedic duo right here. I love them. They're great. I'm right up there with, like, Abbott and Costello and all those classics. They're extremely funny, and it's great to watch them and their kind of take on The Lion King. So you're kind of watching The Lion King again, sort of, but again, through the eyes of Timon and Pumbaa, and it's fantastic. A really good job. This is fantastic. I remember when this came out, I was like, how's that going to work? And it works brilliantly. It's a very funny movie. I would highly, highly recommend this one. If you're like me and you've seen Lion King 2 and you're kind of like, because Lion King 2, it's okay. It's, as far as sequels are concerned, probably one of the better ones, but it's not great. If you've seen that one, you're like, maybe you didn't like it, or you just thought it was okay. I assure you, Lion King 1.5, a million times better. Check this one out. Extremely funny. And then last thing we have here to talk about is Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken. First time I ever checking this movie out, did not really know what to make of it going into it, and turned out to be a pretty decent movie. All about this girl who is basically orphaned from her parents. They unfortunately passed away, living with, I believe it was her aunt. Things aren't going too well with her, so she ends up running away and basically sort of kind of joining the circus in a way. Ends up becoming this horse diver. She wants to become one, and they're saying like, oh, you don't know anything about diving on horses. How you going to do that? And she trains and trains and trains and gets the opportunity and becomes this famous horse diver. Ends up going blind at one point because she ends up, the horse like trips when she's going down to the water, and she ends up like smacking into the water with her eyes open, and it apparently like ruined her like her corneas and stuff. And she goes blind, and still for many years to come dove on these horses and did it all blind, never telling anybody, which I thought was kind of ridiculous. And when they said like, and nobody knew, nobody knew that she was blind, I thought, well, why not? Wouldn't that have got like more publicity if you were like, yeah, I'm diving horses and I'm blind? You would think that'd be like, the crowds would be like 5 times what they were. You think that you'd just be racking the money. People would, if people were already interested in seeing somebody jump horses into water, which, when you think about it, it's a horse jumping into water. It's not really all that exciting. In fact, I kind of feel, I feel bad for the horse. They do sing in here, the horse is not hurt, and the horse is trained, and the horse jumps willingly. I don't know about all that, but still, jumping a horse off a platform into water, it's not really that exciting. But a blind person doing it, that's kind of crazy, because, you don't ride the horse up the ramp, and then the horse just jumps, and you hold on. That would be one thing. She stands on top of this ramp, and the horse comes up, and when the horse comes up, she grabs on and jumps onto the horse, and then dives off. She's doing that blind, so you would think that would bring in a bit more of a crowd. So I don't know why she didn't, use that to her advantage. But pretty awesome. Weird love story. Her and this guy in this movie, they fall in love and get married and stuff, but I think there's a bit of an age difference between the two, and that kind of made me go, I don't know. I think there's some underage love going on in this movie, but still decent. It was a long time ago. I guess that thing was a bit more acceptable back in the day. Not so much anymore, but whatever. So definitely worth checking out. I really enjoy this one. Just a fun story, just a great story about this girl who becomes this horse diver, and I really did enjoy it. Not much more to say about than that, but enjoyable. Not one of the best live-action Disney movies I've seen, but definitely a good one anyway. And if you are a fan of live-action Disney movies, one to check out. So, all right, guys, there you go. That is it. Wow, 17 minutes. Holy crap, I got through that stuff really fast. I guess it pays when you watch a Lion King and Little Mermaid and stuff, and it's like, I watched these. They're great. You all know that. I don't have to talk too much about them. It helps. It helps when I watch things I really don't need to talk about, because you've all seen them. Reviewing them would just be ridiculous. So, all right, guys, there you go. That is it. So, like I always say, thank you guys so much for checking this video out. Be sure to hit that like button. And also, if you want to see a brand new video from me every single day, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you're not watching this video over at cinemasickness.com, there's a link down below. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's a link down below to cinemasickness.com. Be sure to click on that, head over there, check it out. There's a lot more to see over there than just these videos, so definitely head over to cinemasickness.com if you're not there already. And that's it. So I hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you all tomorrow. I'll see you all tomorrow on Season 19 of cinemasickness.com. Yes, Season 19 starts tomorrow. This is the last video of Season 18, so say goodbye to the summer season and say hello tomorrow to the fall season. So, all right, guys, that's it. Again, thanks for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.